आगच्छन्ति। अस्तु, सर्वेभ्यः सुस्वागतम्। एकनिमिष, record on this computer. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। ओम अगजानन पद्मार्कं गजाननं महर्निशम् अनेकदन्तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तमुपास्महे। कामिनीः सुप्रकाशिनी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी विद्यादायिनी त्वं देवी त्वत्विन्देहं सदा। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सर्वेभ्यः सुस्वागतम्। अद्य अन्तिमकक्षा अस्ति। किं कर्तुम् इच्छन्ति जनाः? Do you want to solve? Do you have any questions? प्रश्नाः सन्ति वा? केचन प्रश्नाः सन्ति चेत् एकवारं पुनरावर्तनं करिष्यामः। ते न सन्ति चेत् केचन अवशेषणं पुनरावर्तनं कृत्वा केचन विषयाः सम्भाषणं कृत्वा वार्तालापं कृत्वा समापयामः। अस्तु वा? अस्तु, प्रारम्भं कर्तुं का इच्छति? Any questions to be asked? Anything that you want to? न सन्ति? Okay. Okay. So केचन विषयाः अस्माभिः ज्ञातव्यम्। The key learning, if you ask me, what is the key learning out of this whole 1 year that we have spent here? Dashamasaha. Kim, one key thing to take away from all this, if you were to ask me, I would give you an answer. I have an answer. So I want everyone to now sort of think and tell me what is that one key thing that you took away from this whole thing. So let's start from there. Then I will tell what I would think is the most important thing that you should really think of taking away as we come to this conclusion. Before that, what I will do is I will just share my screen and show you what is it that we planned in the first session. व्याकरणांशे किं करिष्यामः इति दृष्टवन्तः। अनुबन्धचतुष्टयम् इति कृतवन्तः। विशेष्य विशेषणभावः व्याकरणांशे कृतवन्तः। You can see my first presentation that I sent you. This is just a slide I have picked from there. कर्मणि प्रयोगः कृतवन्तः। कृदान्तानि, केचन कृदान्तानि तप्रत्ययः अस्तु वा? तप्रत्यय, mainly तप्रत्यय and also tavattaniyar तेपि कृतवन्तः। तदनन्तरं सन्धयः, स्वरसन्धयः सर्वे कृतवन्तः। अयादिसन्धि, वृद्धिसन्धि, यणसन्धि, गुणसन्धि अपि सवर्णदीर्घसन्धि एते कृतवन्तः। विसर्गसन्धयः I deliberately did not take it. केचन व्यञ्जनसन्धि अपि ज्ञातुम् आवश्यकम्। तदनन्तरं विसर्गसन्धेः कर्तुं शक्यते. That is the reason I did not do visargasandhi. I had also very ambitiously put out Sati Saptami Prayoga, which we did not do. So these are two things that we have omitted out of this. अन्यविषयेषु अन्वयक्रम सर्वं पूर्णतः कृतवन्तः अन्वयक्रम संक्षेपरामायणात् पूर्णशतश्लोकी पूर्ण कृतवन्तः. I have mentioned this again and again. Raghuvamsha is a part of the Parichaya syllabus. That's a Gadya Kavyam asti. Very simply, you can read it, and the meaning is given in English in the Parichaya book. Tatra asti. Kripaya, those of you who are taking the Parichaya exam, please read it before you go to the exam. Astu va? That is one thing that I want. Subhashatani Kritavantah. Chatushlokaः कृतवन्तः. Chatushloka just or jokes, as we saw in some these things. Kadasaptahe Samasyapurna अपि कृतवन्तः, which was sort of a little, given the cultural context that we have moved out from where we were. Idanim te kinchit out of date iti bhavanti. Iti vartante. Astu va? Okay. So now, before out of this, we have done so many things. We have spent a lot of time. We have spent about 38 sessions in all. Okay, so I want each of you to sort of tell what is that one thing that really appealed most and that you would think you took away as a key learning for you. Who wants to start? Sushila Mahodaya.
Actually, I enjoyed Ramayanam very much.
Okay.
And also the grammar part of it. Yeah, I wanted to know much about the grammar. So that also I enjoyed very much. Okay. But maximum it was, I should say it was Ramayanam, which was very, very interesting.
Okay. Before we get to that, maybe I should also bring in Anubandha Chatushthaye अनुबन्धत्रयमपि अस्ति एकवारं तेपि पश्यामः. We said Sambandha is a Deva Bhasha सर्वासु भाषासु जननी, तदर्थं पठितव्यम् अस्माभिः, संस्कृतं पठितव्यम्. अधिकारिणः के ये सर्वे अत्र के ये जनाः आगच्छन्ति ते सर्वे अधिकारिणः अत्र. अस्तु वा? प्रयोजनं किं? Why did we ever start this study? This was a question we all asked. So before we start any study, we ask prayojanam kim? Kimartam karishyamah? What am I going to gain out of this? Was a question. So we had just said Gnanam vartate. We'll improvise on a Gnana. Samskrute vyavaharam kartum shakyate. Sahityam ruchihi vartante. Right. These were the three objectives. These were the three things that we thought we are going to get out of this. This was our objective when we started. So with this respect, do you think it was in any ways useful, and what is it that you take away? Yeah, if you can answer from that perspective, it will be helpful.
Yeah, it was. That's what I said. Ramayanam was very interesting and helpful. Even though I had done the same Ramayanam before, but the way it was you explained it in a different way, so that was also nice way from the grammatical point of view also.
Astu. Sahitya ruchi varteta.
Yes. And also it made me now realize, instead of going for all those exam point of view, learning the scriptures the way it has to be learned for my knowledge, that's what I wanted to do.
Astu.
So that is why it was good, because when you said the next year we would do something else which is not exam oriented, that's very interesting.
Astu, Uttamam. Okay, got one. Okay, then I will come back to the second round of feedback. You have to give a round of feedback how to improve this. So please keep thinking on that line also. I know if I ask Sushila Mahodaya right now, she'll not give me anything. So I'm just asking her to hold on to it. Yes, Jaya Balambika Mahodaya Bhavati Vantu.
Sir, the Ramayanam part, when you explained, like you gave some examples, and we now came to know how to tackle any of the situations we face across in everyday life. That was one. And also from the grammar part, one key takeaway is every day. I mean, not enough if I sit in class, but every day after the class, whenever I feel over the week, I need to sit and revise, so that I can get up to speed for the next class. That was one key takeaway for me.
Uttaman. Okay. Anything else that you would like to add?
So far only so much, sir.
So far only so much. Okay, astu. Okay. Fran Mahadev, Bhavati Vadantu.
Thank you. For me, it was a big jump to come from SASIAM classes to your lessons here in Lataa. And I'm very grateful for that, because in the last course, we were trying to understand sentences and like trying to make simple sentences, but now like Sushila was saying and Yayalambika was saying that like reading a text with all the philosophy behind, but also like sometimes grasping the grammar, it was wonderful. And so I really appreciate that. And I was also thinking these days that what I liked the most of your classes is that, for example, I always felt accompanied by you and my classmates also. Like even if I, for example, I didn't know a word in a sentence, I could try to translate because I knew someone would help me. So I enjoyed and I appreciate that a lot.
Okay. So, okay. Now, any specific thing that you want to talk, any particular topic?
I think like what I enjoy the most, but I still am not able to figure out completely, was the Karmani Prayoga,
Yeah,
because it's like
huh.
for me, it's like you have to really invert your thoughts, not only the vibhaktis and the point of focus. So I think it actually has like you have to be very like ekagrata, like very focused. So I enjoy that a lot.
So yes, that is something that I'll speak about. Yes, Karmani Prayoga, two parts from a knowledge from the grammar perspective. I'll just come to that. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, Astu. Anything else that you would like to add?
I also really like all your explanations, because they were not only the explanations but full of examples. Like every time that you were bringing a new topic, and I like that because for me this is all very new. So the vocabulary I never have it. So it's very nice to always have a lot of examples, and I also uh, only want to say thank you for the classmates. Like now I was thinking like when we started in Sasyam, like with Sushila Ji and Gauri, it's been like almost 3 years, I think. And it's like really nice to have partners so you can study with, not only in the session, but also like ask questions afterwards or meet. So thank you for that, also for the
That
group.
is fun. Yeah, we will talk about those things. That are good. Thank you so much. That is something that is the environment. I think that everybody has contributed and done very well for that. So we should be thankful to all the classmates, as you said. They have done quite a bit of it. So yes, that is a part. I'm talking specifically from a subject perspective. If you have, as you said, Karmani Prayoga, that is one thing that comes very, very.
I also liked like last class because the way in which you showed us how the Santi was totally making something different. It was mind blowing.
Yes.
Yes, because I feel like whenever, because for me the process is different. I like just in your class, I try to make sense in the moment. But if not, I go to the dictionary, find every single word, find the linga, the vibhakti, and everything. It's like a very, like, I don't know, computerized process.
Yes.
But in here, it was like, okay, so I was, no, I don't know, I remember exactly like Yudhishthira, one name, or I don't know. So I try to go for what I know. Right, but then you were breaking it in different ways. It was Duryodhana, right? So it was like, oh, yes, I would have done the opposite. And it would not make sense by myself. So yes,
that was the reason I kept that. I think that was the only toughest class in the whole 38 sessions that we have had. I think that was the toughest part that even I found how to explain this.
Yes.
That was a challenge. It was not like
you did well.
it was very straightforward for everyone because nobody came with that came with that background of what a samasya can mean and how do you make sense of it. So that was something good.
That's also because I don't think we would have, even in other languages, or we have not gone through, or we have not been given such tricky ways, one word having so many meanings. So we can't even comprehend that part of it.
Yes, that was something. Yes, because that is not something that we come across in our day-to-day life.
Yes, yes.
In very common sense. So it is. By the way, Sanskritam language is full of such things, full of such samasya that you can resolve. You can make multiple meanings, and that is where a lot of Indologists, a lot of them genuine ones. I'm not talking of those who are trying to defame and who have an agenda, but even genuine ones can get confused.
One word to have such a lot of meanings, like
Yes.
Vedas or go and all that. They have so many different meanings, and they are pretty opposite also. So
yes. Okay, good. Thank you, Mahodaya. Okay. So, Nilima Mahodaya Bhavati, you have been here for 2 years now. So, you should have a lot of things to add.
So, this year I have been very irregular. I have not been able to attend all classes.
No, I completely understand your perspective. That is, no, you do not say about your irregularity. That's okay.
So, I have, gaps in understanding the grammar part. I enjoyed the Ramayana and the historical perspective and the little inside stories that you used to tell. They were very interesting. But grammar just went over my head. I need more diligence.
That will happen. That will happen. So yes, definitely. So as I had said earlier, yeah, I'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay. Anything else specifically you would like to talk about any specific topic that you really picked and said, okay, this is something that I learned out of this. This is something that I did not learn.
So for me, the same thing, because I'm finding it very difficult to memorize all the Shabdarupas and everything. So that is the main drawback in my case. So I can tackle a question paper if I have everything in front of me, but from memory, I may not be able to do anything.
So I think for that, we should all thank Gauri Mahodaya. She did quite a bit of sessions around that.
Amazing. She's amazing.
With quite a bit of sessions around that. Yes. Okay. Dhanyawada, Mahodaya. And
Sushita Modi was saying there was nothing like those Samasya Purtis, right? But like I mentioned, Amir Khusro's
yes.
So he also, he would give two situations and the answer would be one word for both the situations.
But I was trying to say that in common practice, we don't come through that. Unless you learn literature by yourself and, as a subject and go into it. Normal life, we don't come across
we don't talk about it.
So it is there in all languages. It's not like it is not there. It's like it is there in Tenali Raman in South is very famous for it. It is all over all over. I'll send one this one. I think Vidhushekara Bharati Mahaswami himself spoke recently. Gariber, Giriber, Giriber, Gariber. This one, that was a very, very, very interesting way of putting it out. So Tenali Raman was there, then Alladi Mahadev Shastri was there, then today Shatabdani Ganesh is going in a lot of ways. So there are a lot of Sahitya is full of it. Just that we are not so engrossed beyond our 12 years of Sahitya education, we don't read anything of this sort. So that becomes a challenge. You are right. So it is there it's a part of our culture. This sort of the interpretations are very part of our culture. It is expressed very eminently, just that we have moved a little away. So that's what it is. Yes. Anything else that you would like to add? Nilima Mahodaya?
I was a little disheartened that I may not be able to do next year because I haven't been able to do second year properly.
No, that is okay.
If you are going to teach only one of these texts, then I would
Yes. As I said, the plan is for Panchatantra, but start with Bhaja Govindam and go to Panchatantra. I'll talk about it towards the end. I have we have sort of drawn the outline. We'll see how it goes and get to it. Yeah, that is sort of probably everyone is welcome to that course. Basic Sasyam should do for everything there. Yeah, we'll do that.
And we loved all the commentary used to tell us about Sanatan Dharma and all those.
Those will keep on going. I don't think that I can leave. That is something that comes with me for it. So that's a part of the package. It is not like you are doing it for this one. Yeah. Okay. Jaita Mahodaya.
Namaste, Mahodaya, after a very long time.
Yes,
I hope you're well.
after a long time. Yes, seeing you after a long time. That is true.
Are you well? Everything all good with you? You have been going off on trips and things this year. You've been
Lots of
going
trips.
on.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, feedback wise, yeah, I mean, I think very, very common threads with some of the other girls that were speaking. So, the most challenging aspect and the most uninteresting also was the grammar itself. But even that also, I think it requires diligence on the part of the student, which
No, Jaita Mahodaya, I lost you on the last part because of some internet challenge. If you can repeat the.
I was saying that I was just, you were asking for feedback, right, of the course itself and how the experience was. So I was saying that just the most challenging part of the course was, the more difficult grammar aspects, which were kind of building on the basic grammar, because that required some amount of not just memorization but internalization, not at least of all the vibhaktis and things, which requires quite a lot of like diligence on the part of the student. And I haven't been able to give that time, circumstances, etc. It has been very difficult, but I do appreciate that without that also certain things become inaccessible. You can't go further. But for me, I think, like most of the other girls were saying, the most enjoyable aspects were, the texts themselves, like the Ramayana. It was really enjoyable. And the way that taking each shloka, the amount of pains you have taken, and that also, it was my first exposure of how you can take one shloka and I'm forgetting the term, but basically how from the grammatical point of view actually dissect every aspect of it. So then it becomes clear. So that was absolutely wonderful. And actually I had, for the first 10 or 15 shlokas, so I was doing it with I was writing and doing it. So I think many roads you have opened for me. I have not been able to like go along that path as far as I would have liked to, but at least the path is visible, so that's great. And also, some of the homeworks you gave, I mean, amazing. I mean, because it was amazing for me to work on the Vishnu Sahasranam homework. So I spent a lot of time on that, and because you had encouraged and you were following up also, but it was really very and the different names.
I actually saw everybody who had submitted at least. It was all clean. But for a few mistakes here and there, where the Rikarantas were going wrong and the Sakarantas were going wrong. Apart from that, everything was okay.
It was really, I mean, the process of doing the work itself was great. I think just your classes were really good. I'm kind of challenged to say how will you improve it. But yes, some of the others, like how they've said, not very exam oriented or grammar focused. If it is something which is text based, like how we had discussed, right? Um, what text you pick. I mean, I think you'd got lots of suggestions, and I had given some as well. So, I mean, up to you what you feel with, the kind of students you got who we would understand also, and but we'd not be challenged, but not too challenged when you don't understand anything. So, like, but for me, right now, because grammar has always been only a means. I mean, for me, it is only a means, and that's not the be all and end all, but it should give me enough this thing to be able to explore the text. That's the main thing. So I'm actually learning Bhagavad Gita chanting, and that is giving me a lot of happiness. So there's so much on YouTube, but honestly, it's not so easy to access something unless you're kind of personally connected, right? Like how we were together in this class. That made like the Sankshepa Ramayana became so accessible, and we could do it in such depth. So just whatever text you choose, if you add your personal touch to it, and yeah, no exam oriented business, please, because like you said, it's mostly a satsang anyway. That is the main purpose. But you're a really fantastic teacher, and it's just been excellent. This year's been whatever I have been able to do. I'm very happy with it.
Well, that's all Bhagavad Kripa that I don't think I can do much about. So thank you. That is I don't think I should take it as a personal this one. Thank you so much. But yes, what I would like to add to that is the fact that I get what you're saying about grammar being just an enabler to reach somewhere. परंतु अत्र एका समस्या अस्ति. समस्या का? यदि वयं जनितः एव, as we are born, if we start learning a language, that learning is very different from a learning that we start post the age of 20. Correct. The problem with the post 20 learning is we are very conscious about whether we are doing it right or wrong. So that is where we become very, very cautious about the rules of grammar being implied. So one of the key things that we should, and next year we will definitely think about doing this, is informally start talking in Sanskritam, no matter how much we go wrong. We have enough vocabulary that is building. Use the same things. Just all that we need to do is consciously be aware of the words that have been used in a particular now we know 100 shlokas. 100 into at least average of 8 to 9 words per shloka is a vocabulary of 800 words. Now that's a lot. Start doing that. That is the next step that which we should gradually progress to. Forget the grammar part. Forget whether you are saying Ramaya diyate athva Ramebhyah diyate or whatever. There is this whole debate. There is this one, no, where some bhakta was saying what is that? Vishnave Namaha. That is the Chaturthi Vibhakti of Vishnu. Correct. But he did not know Ukaranta, Pullinga, Ukaranta is Vishnave. He started saying Vishnaya Namaha, Vishnaya Namaha. Now it should not matter to us whether we are going, as long as people are able to grasp it and correct us. And if we can develop that surrounding and that atmosphere here as an environment where we keep interacting and talking. Yadi kartum shakyate, if we are committed to it, we can definitely do it. And that is my whole idea of starting something like Bhaja Govindam and Panchatantra, which I will talk about in about once we finish. 2 more people. Yes, Vijaya Mahodaya and then Gauri Mahodaya. We can take it. Then I will talk about this one. Astuva. It's a very good this one. Yes, no exam oriented stuff, and we will come to the class regularly. If you make it very strict, we cannot do that. Agreed. That's a very valid point. Vijaya Mahodaya, vadatu.
One thing I can say, sir, you are an excellent guru.
No, that is let's keep it to the subject. Let's keep it to the subject.
What I had learned is because of the Ramayana individual perspectives that we have learned, that part till this day I don't know. That and more than anything else, the way you have opened the Subhash poems and explained, it helped me a lot for my daughter.
Okay.
Because she studies in Kendriya Vidyalaya, they have Sanskrit.
Yes. You had mentioned that earlier. Yes.
That part helped me a lot regarding the grammar and opening, and for her teaching her the Sanskrit. That grammar part helped me a lot.
Okay.
For that, I'm very thankful.
Any particular topic that you want to choose? and say that, okay, this is what something that I really grasped well. This is something that I did not get.
Nothing like that. But I most enjoyed after Ramayana is that small stories we used to discuss in the initial class.
Stories, yes. Adidasa, yes, I remember those stories. I brought in some random stories that I had written at some point in time. Yes.
That
So
we have enjoyed a lot.
So next year we'll not have exams, we'll not have anything. Each person will bring one story of their own in Sanskritam and start discussing. We can start doing those kind of things. Yeah, we will do that. As to any specific thing that you want to additionally add? Okay, great. Thank you. Gauri Mahadaya.
Namasarvebhyah, Namaskaraha Mahodaya. Sorry, I came late.
चिन्ता नास्ति भवती आगतवती धन्यवादाः बहु I think you are very busy.
No, Mahodaya, it's been, like there are exams going on, so that's why I couldn't.
Completely
But,
understand, yes.
So, what to say? Actually speaking, in the beginning, I was very, very, like a little adamant about not knowing about Rama. I'm like, Rama left Sita. It's okay. That's not my subject. But after your Ramayana sessions, I kind of, you said once, Ramayanam is about how ideal, we should live. Mahabharata is about how not to live. So, yeah.
What happens when you live like that?
Yeah. So, it was mind-blowing how you made each and every slide and your Anvaya Rachana, how much research you put in for us, that was really great. Seriously speaking, even if it is for my homework, I can't put that much time, seriously. But 2 weeks back, I had a German presentation and we all have to present something legend from our own country. Okay, so I presented Rama because so thank you for that. I started, maybe I won't say I love, but at least, you can see him as a real, even though he's a god, he lived as a man and took all the, bad things, everything happened, so it's really good. So thank you for that first. Someone said, I don't know who, about exams. Yes, it's not that we don't want to write, but with a certificate or with whatever it is, we are not going to do anything. Most of us are doing because we are passionate about it. And I love all your stories, about all the branch stories, so many things, and all my stupid questions were answered, I bother you even, like with the time difference, so I bother asking you, sending you private message saying that, Maudya, what is this, so thank you for all that. And I liked your Anvaya Rachana a lot. What I don't like, nothing. I can't say anything I don't like or, whatever. So, and thank you all, doing the sessions with me because, that Acharyam Padam Adatte, it says, Kala Kramena quarter with, peers, so with peers, I've learned a lot. So thank you for that. You all gave me an opportunity. So that's it.
So let me ask you a question. If we were to do something, say, similar to Ramayanam next year, okay, what would you want something differently done?
It should be Bhagavad Gita because at least 50 to 100 shloka each of us chant or heard or, practiced during our, lifetime in India.
No, what is a different thing? We'll take Bhagavad Gita or we'll take some other text is next. In the process itself, in the process of doing it, what is it that you want it to be a little different or something that will be better to put out as? We did Ramayana. You have seen the way we did Ramayana, right? So if we were to take some text next and start doing it, what is it that we should do differently so that it will be more effective?
2 lines of each shloka, okay, two lines you should give to us. So like previously, and we have to prepare and come and present it. That way, instead of your hard work, we will try to see at least 10, 15 words in the, dictionary and, try to present. And also, as you said, we'll try to talk only, bhashanam samskrite eva kurmaha. Wherever we can't, speak that word, we like fill it with English, but still we have prayatnam
avashyakam. That is the first. That is very important. By the end of next year, all of us should be conversant in speaking in Sanskrit. Grammatically correct, grammatically incorrect, next level. But our vocabulary should have improved leaps and bounds. Can we have that as a sort of a target for the coming year?
Definitely. You can even say 5 minutes. One of us or each of us should have a topic and then talk about it. Or only, apart from whatever we are doing, last 5 minutes or first 5 minutes or in between, when we are all there, just, or maybe you can give the topic previous week. We can even prepare 5-10 sentences or something, we have to talk. Okay. That would be good.
No, that very much aligns. So I'll tell you what we are planning. I don't think you have not been around for the past 3-4 classes when we have been discussing what should be the next thing that we do next year. So your suggestion of Bhagavad Gita is very well taken and very good. The thing with Bhagavad Gita is there are a lot of people already doing a lot of things around it. Okay. So what I had in mind to do, and this is something that is very close to my heart, is do Panchatantra, which is simple, but very deep and highly vocabulary oriented. It is not just a bunch of shlokas. It is Gadya plus Kavya, Gadya Kavya. It has a set of shlokas. It also has a set of, in the form of a story, there are a lot of things coming. And along with that, there is commentary. Now, that is a long-term investment that we need to make. It's at least, there will be 4 parts to it. There are 4 or 5 parts. That is Mitra Samprapti, Shatrubodha, etc. Right? So that will be like a 2-year, 2.5-year investment that we will have to make for it. Okay. So, and it is simple. Basically, it is simple, Sarala Sanskritam, Sarve Jnanimaha. All words coming there are all very straightforward, which we will grasp fast. And retention will be easy. So that is the idea for the next year. But there is some lead time that I need to prepare because there are not many commentaries available, very straightforward commentaries, tikas that are available. So I don't want to get into a situation where like class samasya, I'm giving a situation and then we are asking questions like how can a tortoise speak to a lion and how can lion and tortoise speak to each other and all that. So there is some background that needs to be done for that. So to put that in place, what I have decided is start with a very simple thing, another simple thing, which is Bhaja Govindam. Set of 30 shlokas, which are very simple, very straightforward, extremely deep, and completely immersed in Advaita. So, as I was joking with Haripriya Mohadaya in the last, I was talking to her and telling her this is what I want. And then we were saying, Acharya is saying, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrum Karane, and we are learning Dukrum Karane out of from Bhagavad Gita. So that will be the paradox that we will all go through, but it's important. It's a moksha grantha. Basically, it's a moksha grantha, which is bhakti, full of bhakti. So this is what is my plan. Now, in that, because Bhaja Govindam has been heard by everyone, it is not like it is not very difficult to understand what is happening in it, and it's very rasamaya, kavyamaya, yet it is Advaita. So that was the idea. And in that we'll get into deep Samskrita. Samskrite eva kartum shakyate bahu uttamam bhavishyati. Masatrayam paschat tatra Vartemaha. That is the plan of action. Okay. So what do you think of the Panchatantra part? Everybody else said Panchatantra is great.
Panchatantra is good as long as we have a particular book and follow that.
Yes, that I will. That's where I'm little struggling, because the full Tika should be available. It should be available just like this RSS book for us.
Sutta Bharati, there's a small book. I don't know how many stories are there. No,
that, see, what will happen, that is not how I want to do it. I want it very structured. Because at one end, what is Panchatantra? It is a story of an acharya telling a set of four princes who have come to him how to live.
Yes.
What is these are life lessons. So there are a lot of insights that we need to draw out of it. So a lot of things will come out as to how we should lead life. Okay. So I don't want to take it as, a set of small stories. We have all read those stories. Hare and the tortoise, or, so many stories have come out. But if you read it from just that perspective, situationally, we will not be able to assess whether it is the right situation to apply this story or some other story. Now, the entire paradigm, if we do it, then situations will become very clear to us. So from that perspective, I would like to do this. Not just a set of 100 stories or 50 stories or something. It should be comprehensive. That is the plan of action. It's in my view, it is sort of probably a little ambitious. So let us see how it goes. We should
maybe three parts. One for Sambhashana Samskritam, one for Bhajagovindam, one for Panchatantra. That's all.
No. That's not how it is. No. We'll have a core focus of one text. Start with Bhajagovindam. 3 months, 3 to 4 months is what it will take. Okay. In each class, we'll dedicate about 45 minutes to just do Anvaya, Rachana, Anvaya, and everything. That is key. Learning Sanskrit. In that, about 5 minutes, one person can talk about something of a term that is mentioned in that shloka, for instance. As you said, very clearly talk in Sanskritam for 5 minutes. Sambhashanampi karishyamaha. Astu va? Tadanantaram, another 45 minutes is a discussion around what each of that shloka means. Why that shloka itself is there. Tam api samskrute karishyanti ched bahu uttamam bhavishyati. Pashyamaha chintayamaha. Katam kariniyam iti chintayamaha. Astu va? So that is the plan for now. With Bhajagovindam, because I need Bhajagovindam is just a placeholder thing for now, because I need a lead time of 3-4 months. Tat paschat, when we get into Panchatantra, we should be very clear this is a life text. There we start with each line, each thing, and same way. We'll again spend about 45 to 50 minutes on pure Sanskritam on one story. Then Samskrite tasya purna saram prastuti karoti. Who will present the sara of that?
Tatparyam.
That will be apt. And each story, we will read that story beforehand and come. We'll make it sort of a engaging class. That is my plan of action, and I think everyone will agree or everyone will want to come to it. We'll have more people. So the requirement for this that I have said right now is Satyam with a bit of Lataa knowledge. So let us see when we get the applications, when we see how many will come, we will have to see how many people will register for it. So the course will be called Sanskritam through, for now, Bhajagovindam. Over time, Sanskritam through Panchatantra.
Modhya, what about exam, Modhya? You have already set the paper?
For this one, okay. No, we have not set the paper. But as I think Janev Modhya had mentioned in the group, it will be a take-home exam. So I had announced this in the last class. We had discussed this in the last class as well. It will be a take-home exam. Simple. We'll give you a question paper. You take your time. You discuss. You do whatever you want and come back. Write the answer.
Please don't make it very difficult because it's a takeaway.
It's open book, so it has to be difficult, Bodhya.
It's not like last time where it was an open book. Nothing anybody could, at least I could not make head or tail of what was happening last year. So that was that. I mean, that was I felt it was not related to what we learned, sort of. So I could relate to it at all.
I am very clear about something. What I said, nothing outside of my slides will be there. Okay. And you can keep the slides. I'll know. Only thing that will be here and there is, of course, I'm not going to give you the same shloka to do an Anvaya. I'll probably give you something else. But there will be nothing that I have not discussed in this classroom. That much will be very clear. Okay. And you're open to look at through, think through, do everything and come. Yeah, we used to have this exam, as in I give this exam elsewhere as well. So in the other places where I teach. Yeah, they say it can get tough for 3 days. So that is all. We'll see how it gets. We'll see. Genevieve and I will have to sit through this and sit and do this. So that's how it will be. Maybe towards the end of this month. Okay. Then one more thing that I need to discuss with you, and I think that's a requirement which Jay Kumar ji wants. And I think he's right about it. What he wants is some sort of, collective presentation or in some sense, Lataa will be given some time slot for Samarohana. They'll complete the whole as a end last day of this one. You need to prepare in some sense some form of Sanskritam skit or drama or whatever cultural. Call it a cultural program, Sanskritam cultural program. Okay, date will be announced in some time. If you all can get together and prepare and come, I know some of you are coming from from Geneva's batch as well. So if you can all get together, create something and present something, that will be wonderful. You'll get about half an hour or 40-minute slot. Maybe we can, it can be 20-minute, 30-minute slot should be good. So think through what you want to do. In fact, I can show you one. I will show you. What was that? That was some Samarohana, this one. Kritagnata of 2021. Huh? Part 2. Okay, I'll send that. That was a small clip that we had done long time ago on. So you can take a look what can be done, etc. So please prepare for it. Maybe sometime in mid-June we should have something like that coming up. So be aware, plan it through what you want to do. It's a cultural set. Think of it like a cultural program where you need to do something for presenting yourself. There'll be a whole lot of audience. Jay Kumar ji will be there. The whole of Arsha Seva Kendra, everyone, whoever is doing Sanskritam, whoever is doing other courses, everyone will be present. So look at it as an opportunity to show your Sanskrit skills on that day.
Be as a group, Mahodaya.
Preferably as a group. If you want to do individually also you can do it. But everyone's involvement is very important. It's your program. Take it as some student's annual day in a school, sort of a thing. Okay. So come up with something and you can do a good presentation around this. Astuva. Okay. That is one thing that I wanted to speak about. Okay. One thing that, okay. Thank you, everyone. Tejal Mahodaya is also there. Probably I can bring her also. Tejal Mahodaya, you're there? She is not around. No worries. So what I wanted to share was one key thing. See, if I had anything, the key thing that we took away from this whole set, from the grammar side, this is only from the grammar side from Lata, for me are three. One is the Maheshwara Sutra, which is very, the way the aksharas are arranged itself. That was something. This, of course, the Ucharana Sthanani. Now, based on this, there are a few things that have come up. We discussed this, the concept of Samhita Varnanam Atishayati Sannidhihi Samipyam iti Samhita. This one Atyantam Nikatam Kriyate. That is a definition of a Samhita. We discussed this in the very first few classes. This is what then came as, why do we need a Sandhi? Kimartham Sandhi? Sandhi kartum kimartham Sandhi karaniyam? Katham iti यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानामधर्मस्य तदात्मानां सृजाम्यहम्. So what I had said was, if I had said yada hi dharmasya glanihi bhavati bharata, it would have been glanihi bhavati bharata. Abhiuttanam. If I had said this as abhiuttanam, it will not become a samhita. It will not be close enough to say abhi utthanam. If I were to pronounce both of them separately, it will become difficult. That is where it becomes abhyutthanam. Adharmasya tada atmanam srujami aham. These are the words. What we said was, samhita is a varna vikaraha. वर्णद्वयस्य उच्चारणम् अत्यन्तं निकटं क्रियते तदा संहिता भविष्यति. सर्वदा संहिता भवितुम् अर्हति. Whenever in our speech you need closeness of the letter of the syllables. If they are not there, then they make no sense. If I say yada and then say yada after half a minute, the first yada is lost out. Right? I can speak, it goes on and on. Or I can say, I can speak, it makes no sense. Syllables, if they are not bundled together, that is one very important thing that we learned. Because this is the ground basis for our verbal communication. Then we said, because there has to be samhita, there is something that has to happen. Varna vikaraha bhavitum arhati. So one of the key questions that I want all of you to know and really remember, as we have done, Lata, is that Sandhi is not a pada karyam. We know the difference between varna and pada, correct? Pada is a word.
Group of words, letters.
Sandhi is a varna karyam. Pada karyam na. So somebody had asked, na iti, or what was that? We were doing, no? Where was that? This one, when we are doing that, ekaika, no.
Navauda.
Huh?
Navauda.
Come again, Mahodaya?
A new bride, Navauda.
Correct. Navoda. Navudaha. Correct. So we said, when we did this session, in somewhere we said that, no? Navudaha, correct. Eka, eka, eka. Mataika. Mata. Yes, no, I can't remember that. Yes, there something. Gaika. Gai plus ika is what we said, no? Now, gai will have no meaning. Ika as a word will not have any meaning. But there are two syllables joining together to make gaika. Varna vikaraha eva bhavishyati sandehe. That is one key lesson to be learned out of this in grammar. If you know this, then a lot of things will become easy when we do other sandhis. Okay. So first thing was that. Second thing that I wanted to talk about was one more thing. What was that? The definition of what is a pada. Padam kim. Subantam tigantam padam. This definition is very, very important. Unless it is a subanta, it will remain a pratipadikam. Pratipadikam plus sub antaha, sub pratyaya is what makes it subantam. Dhatu plus a ting pratyaya will make it a tigantam. Only if it becomes these two, then it is a pada. Otherwise, it is not a pada. Simple example, we said Rama is not a pada unless it is in Sambodhana. Ramaha is a pada. Right? Rama, it can be a pratipadikam. Of course, in Sambodhana, we do use that Rama as a Sambodhana pada. But it is still a pratipadikam. Okay. Similarly, kru is a dhatu. Karoti is a pada. Okay. So we decided these two. These are the two very quintessential things that I would like you people to take home as a take-home message from this year's whole learning. If there is anything that is to be taken home, this is what has to be taken home as this one. In Saramsha, in other things, there were so many things. Of course, there is Ramayana, there is a whole lot of lessons, there is a whole lot of philosophy, there is a whole lot of things, which I will not stress on. Astuva. So these are something that I had to say. Okay. So and I asked this to Gauri Mahodaya, and also to Jaita Mahodaya. If things had to be in any which way different, and you know what we are going to do next, how would you look at it and how would you want it to be different? If any of you can give some inputs on it, we'll just close with something I have to say on this one. So with that we can close.
Mahodaya, for me, though, I told no already that like you're anyway planning that. Like you're planning Bhaja Govindam and with that Anvaya, but as well as the spiritual aspects also you're planning to discuss. I think for me, that is the main thing. Like it shouldn't just be grammar. The spiritual aspect of the text should, which I know you're very capable of discussing. And but because a lot of grammar is there, then it just kind of becomes a bit, what to say, a grind. Then the joy kind of disappears, which I don't blame you though, because it's obvious that without that base, it's maybe the impact is not the full impact. But yes, I am looking forward to Bhaja Govindam, because that is only thing. Yeah, like Gauri Mahodaya, like I said, no, this Bhagavad Gita I am learning. So I would love to get your inputs on the shlokas and something, because like Advaita can sometimes be quite what to say, leave the world sort of thing, no, which is not a practicality for people like us. We are raising families and going through daily grind and so many things. That's why that is the appeal of Bhagavad Gita, no, when you are struggling or suffering, etc., you are going through various things, that gives you a bit of what to say, strength to go on. So understanding those shlokas, because everybody is fighting their battles, no, in life, so that brings that practicality aspect and it ties everything together. But Bhaja Govindam, I'm definitely looking forward. So yeah, that's
so let me give you this whole 1 minute, Modi. I think I'll give you that answer in a very, very one-liner. How the duality is sort of answered. See, we look at Bhaja Govindam Bhagavad Gita as a Advaita text, as something that is Vedanta. Right? In a lot of ways, we are looking at it. We look at it and it is Vedanta, in fact, because Acharyas, all the three Acharyas, Matatrayacharyas have written commentaries on it to the extent that is the Prasthanatrayi, one of the Prasthanatrayi. So, if you know what Prasthanatrayi is, it is the Moksha Sadhana Granthas.
Yes, yes. You only had mentioned, no, the Brahma Sutras and Bhagavad
Yes.
Gita, and
Yes.
And third one was what I'm forgetting now.
Brahma Upanishads.
Upanishads. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So Bhagavad Gita is at that level. It is the highest level. But what we should not forget about Bhagavad Gita is the whole Bhagavad Gita, the whole of about 600 shlokas are there about Krishna's teachings. The remaining 100 are about Arjuna talking something, Sanjaya talking something, etc., etc., etc. Right? The whole objective of Bhagavad Gita was to make sure Arjuna fights in the end.
Yeah, this is true. But even like right now, but even there are like Purushottama Yoga. It is so beautiful, like that tree, and like those aspects are also there, no? Which is very, very philosophical also. So
It's
you can really
philosophical.
choose those bits which not like, obviously Arjuna Vishada Yoga is mostly mourning and crying, so that is not much of a use that way. But just basically we can all relate, right, to
Yes.
the different moods of it.
Yes.
That is the attraction of it. And because you are so, and also, I feel very very, very interested and very, very, what to say, all the trips that you're undertaking, it's so wonderful. You have any like what is the, like, why are you doing these, like, please share with us, that's all.
Yes, we'll talk about that. See, of course, under the guidance of my own Guru, Professor Mahadevan, we were teaching Bhagavad Gita as a management text. 3 months back in February, I was in Salem in a college telling college students all the management lessons for an organization and personal how they need to forget personal growth, purely organization, profitability, pure profitability oriented. What are the things that you can take away from Bhagavad Gita and how do you do it? Same, I was using the same thing, I can use the same Purushottama Yoga to show you what Urdhva Moolam Adashakam Ashwattam Prahuravyayam Chandamsi Iha Parnani, I can do that. With the same thing, Brahmarpanam Brahma Havi. And then of course, better than that, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhrutva Praninam Dehamashitaha. Pranapana Samayuktam Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. Okay. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashitaha. That is the first part which all Vedanta people will take and then put themselves in and then give you a lot of things on it. I can give you the other part to it, say the whole idea of Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. Okay. So that is a very deep science. I mean, without a set of duality, without going through the whole set of Chitta Shuddhi, there is no way you are going to get to a state of Gnana.
Absolutely.
Right? Chitta Shuddhi is very critical. And I mean, we'll talk about this in Bhaja Govinda more. I'll bring in some shlokas from, that's a good thought because I can also easily relate to Bhagavad Gita and bring a lot of shlokas from Bhagavad Gita there. Yes, definitely we'll do it. And no, this will not be a dry grammar discussion around it because we are not constrained on time in this sense. Here we had some constraints on time. We have to finish this, give some exam and do it. This time we'll not do that. We'll do it very deeply with this. All right.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Gauri Mahodaya, you wanted to say something? Yes. Sushila Mahodaya, you wanted to say something?
No, I just wanted to say that, that's it. The idea behind this is just to learn more, like even in Bhaja Govindam, that Anvaya, we have to learn how to do Anvaya. That part of it has to be learned in a right way. It's just not doing that, but how to really do that.
We'll get deep. This time we will get deep. Ask the questions and answer each word. Probably write it and come.
What type of question? How are you supposed to ask those questions? And I mean, how to go about doing that by itself? And
So,
also the grammatical part of the word also, how it is used or what type of a grammar is used there, like every word. So we are touching the grammar, brushing our grammar, but at the same time doing it. And also the last part, the most interesting part is the Vedantic part.
we will definitely do it that way. So that's what we will address the duality. As I said, we'll learn Dukhun Karane using something that is not going to come to save it. Okay.
Yes.
So,
and I don't know how much we are in Sanskrit vocabulary is so limited for us that how much we will be able to. We'll try doing Sambhashram, but as you say,
Sambhashana Mohdaya ekam karyam karishyamah. Tatra ekam padam swikarishyamah. Okay, astu va? Kim padam kim? Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Moodamate. Pratamata Moodamate ekam padam swikarotu. Svikritya Panchanimishaः वदतु तद्विषये. मूढमतः हे मूढमते मूढमतिः मूढमतिः अर्थात् किं किमर्थं मूढमतिः कः मूढमतिः मूढमतिः के जनाः मूढमतिः सन्ति. अस्तु. So we'll do something like this. These will, you come prepared for it, talk for 5-7 minutes.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that way, yes. Even though we are prepared, we'll at least be able to get into those words regularly and then know how to use it. Yeah. Because we our main idea is to learn all these things, not to keep ourselves enjoy the language.
लिखित्वा आगम्यताम्. लिखित्वा वदतु अत्र सर्वेभ्यः वदतु. सर्वे फीडबैक सजेशन्स दीयन्ते. अस्तु. टिप्पणीं दीयन्ते. टिप्पण्यः अनुमोदनं करोतु. कृत्वा पुनः आगच्छन्तु. That's all. Yes, Gauri Mahodaya, you wanted to say something? Astu. Okay.
Mahodaya, speaking, some of us are little taken aback, maybe because we are recording it. Okay, that's why we are not talking. Try to talk. That's my, no, I just wanted to tell. I don't know whether we can tell this here or not, but maybe So nobody's listening or nobody's noticing or nobody's seeing us. Then we can do any mistakes. It's for us to learn.
Yes.
But those 15 minutes or 10 minutes when we talk, maybe.
Astu. Yeah, very valid feedback. Ekam karyam karishyamah. What we will do is we'll not put it up on YouTube. That 15 minutes, we'll stop the YouTube recording. We'll talk when we are talking. We'll stop the YouTube video posting. Astu.
That we would do like it starting or the end.
Whatever. We'll figure it out.
It's not recorded.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure that out. Over a period of 5-7 weeks, everybody will want to put it on YouTube afterwards. Don't worry. After all, we all love to be in focus when we are doing things right, no?
Yes, that's it.
We'll do that.
We all really want to do it. We all really want to do it, but at the same time, that confidence level.
True. Okay. And also about the grammar, we need a bit of grammar because starting from today, we know if I read a couple of, not Ramayana, Mahabharata, some shloka somewhere, I've started saying, oh, Bhavet, Bhavati, or, something, we say, oh, Latlakaram, some Lakaram we know, so many things we know. So we need a bit of, grammar to go further so that we can do on our own. Not only Bhaja Govindam or any text, any shloka. So that's important. Yeah.
Asmabhi, confidence is very important.
Yes.
So once we have that confidence, we can move forward. Okay.
Like you said, when as a child, whatever we learned, it came up automatically because we were not worried about the audience or anything.
Correct.
So that's it.
So that's where Gauri Mahodaya put it out very correctly. No, aptly she just said that we're very conscious about being on YouTube and speaking. So That, yes, we will take care of that. Don't worry about it. That we will do. Astu. Okay, one final thought from my end. I think we are just left on. So, what is it that we need to? How do we move forward on this front? So, I just said what were the key takeaway messages. See, one thing is, as some of you mentioned, it has opened some doors. That was the whole idea. From my perspective, Prayojanam, yes, one part we'll all learn Sanskritam, we'll all know something, it's all there. Open some doors. Something that we can think of and something where we will not be intimidated by. I'm assuming that is something that everyone has got.
Yes.
Now, if you see something in Sanskritam, we are not intimidated by it, even if it's a Vedic text. Right. So that was the idea. So I'll just do one thing. Taittiriya Upanishad has a beautiful mantra to close. Along with it, we also have the Samsamidyavase mantra. What I'll do, I'll just chant it and we'll close the session. Okay. That is not okay. Okay. शीक्षा व्याख्यास्यामः वर्णस्वरः. Is it visible? Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. शीक्षा व्याख्यास्यामः वर्णस्वरः मात्रा बलं सामसन्तानः इत्युक्तशीक्षाध्यायः वेदमनुच्याचार्योऽन्ते वासिनमनुशास्ति सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः आचार्याय प्रियं धर्माहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सीः सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यै न प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि ये यान्यास्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि नो इतराणि ये के चास्मच्छ्रेयागुंसो ब्राह्मणाः तेषां त्वयासनेन प्रश्वसितव्यं श्रद्धया देयम् अश्रद्धया अदेयं श्रिया देयं प्रिया देयं भिया देयं संविदा देयम् अथ यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्त विचिकित्सा वा स्यात् ये तत्र ब्राह्मणा सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तत्र वर्तेरन् तथा तत्र वर्तेताः अथाव्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलूक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेताः एषा आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषत् एतदनुशासनम् एवमुपासितव्यम् एवमुपैचैतदुपास्यम् इत्येकादेशानुवाकः. Wait, before this, there is one more. Swadhyaya pravachanamyam na pramatitarvyam. ऋतं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च तपश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्निहोत्रं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अतिथयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजातिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यमिति सत्यवचात् राधीतरः तप इति तपो नित्यः पौरुषिष्टिः स्वाध्याय प्रवचने ये वेति न को मौद्गल्यः तद्धि तपस्तपः इति नवमो अनुवाकः अस्तु okay so this is something that I wanted everyone to sort of listen to, because this is what the acharya, this is what is usually said in the end when you close something. And of course I'll just recite the Aikametyam mantra, and with that we'll close. Astu va? Om Om samidyavase vrishannagne vishwanyarya ilaspade samidyase sano vasunyavaran sangachadvam samvadadvam samvomanam sijanatan deva bhagam yatha purve sanjanana upasate samano mantras samitis samani samanam manasah chittamesham samanam mantramavimantayeva samane navo havisha juhomi समानीव आकूतिः समाना हृदयानिवः समानमस्तु वो मनो यथा वसु सहासति ओम शांति शांति शांतिः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांतिः सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादाः. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to learn myself. So, and bearing with me for the whole year. Okay, hope to see you again next year.
Yes, yes.